Hotep, I am the Amen Osiris, the one and only undisputed God of law. We are Deception Stoppers, America's only 4D education service. I am not a lawyer. This is not a law firm. We do not advocate that you will support your human offspring. We simply advocate you made them in private, take care of them in private. All right, and today I'm going to teach you there is no law that requires the state to participate in the 4D program, which means that there is no law that requires you to support the public treasury. All right, now let's get into some case laws. Although state participation in the Social Security Act itself is mandatory, participation by a state in the 4D program is voluntary. All right, that's Hunt versus Ledbetter. So the Constitution is mandatory. It's not voluntary. All right. So if they're not obligated to go into this program, what obligates you to pay? Let's read another case law. All right. Title 4D does not create enforceable rights on behalf of needy families with children because they are not the intended beneficiaries of the statute. Title 4D was intended to benefit the public treasury. What law requires you to support the public treasury? There is none. Okay? They lied to you. Oh, you were ordered to support your children. No, this is for the public treasury. All right? Case law that has never been overturned. Now, here's another one. I like this one. And this was something I pulled out of South Carolina. In any event, HHS promulgated its regulations several years prior to the deadline for states to comply with the automated system requirement. And South Carolina was free to choose to discontinue 4D funding at any time. Okay? There's no law obligating them to participate in this program. All right? If you have an employer that's garnishing your wages, if your employer is not under contract to participate in 4D services, they are not legally bound to do so. So, now, South Carolina also was trying to get out of paying some penalties because they kept falling behind. And if you don't know, South Carolina had actually one of the worst records out there as far as collections, collecting 4D money for the federal government. Okay, and just so you know, again, the 4D agency that operates in that state is not a governmental agency. It is not a state agency. Matter of fact, don't even take my word for it. Go to any state website and look up the state agencies. You will not see that child support website on there. Petitioners further contended, now this was the 4D crime family, that the 4D conditions on funding are impermissibly coercive, and that the Court of Appeals erred by analyzing the alleged coercive effect of Title 4D conditions solely from the standpoint of the alternative penalty. And what I did was, when I read this case, I was cracking up because the judge basically told him, listen, you're under a contractual obligation. You don't want to be coerced, all right, and doing what they say, then stop going into the contract. I meant, not verbatim, but pretty much that's what they said. What is a condition? Conditions of receiving federal funding. A condition is a future and uncertain event. What is an event? The making of a contract is an event. Upon the happening, what is a happening? It's a contract, which is made to depend on the existence of an obligation. What creates an obligation? A contract, not a court order. Sir, you have an obligation. Well, show me the contract. All right. You buy a new car, you finance that car, that's a contractual obligation. You rent in a crib or you get a mortgage, those are contractual obligations. Title 4D, if you don't have a contract with these people, nobody can order you to go into a contract. Or that which subordinates the existence of a liability under a contract. So what the judge told him in this case, the judge was like, well, listen, you went into a contract with these people. All right, you can't sit here and say it's coercive now. You have you are always free to discontinue Title 4D funding at any time. Anytime. Okay, this is what the court told him. All right, and this is the Code of Federal Regulations that supports that. All right, so the funny part is they make it seem like, yeah, this is for the kids. You know, you read their website, oh, our children need this. No, they don't. Look, check this out. Children were never the intended beneficiaries of Title 4D. It was only intended to benefit the public treasury. What law requires you to pay public treasury support? So next time you decide to voluntarily walk in and talk with these crooks, I suggest you let them know this. I'm the Amen Osiris. Need help? Bang my email. 4D_destroyer@yahoo.com. Thank everybody for their patience. I do apologize. We're running severely behind. So if you have some documents coming from us, just give us a second. And, you know, kill it with the belligerent emails, fellas, please. That's not going to get you any further. All right, but stop falling for this okie doke. Title 4D has nothing to do with your kids, your ex, whatever you want to call it, baby mama. It only benefits the public treasury and taxpayers, actually, which is a crime. Okay? The state can back out, is free to discontinue 4D funding at any time. The state is not legally obligated to participate in the 4D program. They can terminate that contract. They are free. Look, they are free to choose to discontinue 4D funding at any time. Listen, gentlemen, check this out. I'm going to say it again. These people are criminals, and they are robbing you blind, right? And for all those tough guys who send me all this vulgar email, I was wondering, do you talk to the 4D crime family like that? Well, you need to start. You need to start hunting these animals down. You need to start holding your own trials, and you need to start renting warehouses and putting cages in them and feed them bread and water. You have a right to make a citizen's arrest, okay? And I don't care if it's a cop, judge, a pig, you know, whoever, FBI, CIA, go get them. The 4D crime family, gentlemen, they're crooks. They're nothing but crooks. They don't care about you. They don't care about your kids. All about federal funding here. And it's all about contractual obligations. All right? No one is required to go into a contract. If you're not under a contract, then there can't be no obligation. So if somebody tells you you have a duty to pay support, you better let them know. And also, I strongly suggest you stop accepting their mail. Stop going to these hearings. I don't care if they're on Zoom or not. Stop paying them. You hear me? Stop paying them. If they're garnishing your wages, then if you have to, then either if you can't do a 1099, then quit the job, open your own business, and your wages can't be garnished. If you have a 4D issue, don't put no money in the bank. All right, I'm warning you, do not put no money in the bank. Take your money out the bank and figure out another way. I'm the Ahmed Osiris, gentlemen. All right, this is as raw as it gets. Another cold demonstration. Stop paying these crooks. Stop dealing with these crooks and start hunting these crooks down. And not to mention, they're putting their kids through college off of your dividends. All right, their mortgage. You're paying their mortgage, their car insurance. They're living off of you. And look, you living in squalor. You gonna let them get away with that? I suggest you strongly find out where these people live and organize a protest. Don't get yourself in no trouble. But organize a protest in front of these 4D crime family buildings in every state and every county. Okay? Organize a protest. Find out who these 4D contractors are. You call judges and sheriffs. Organize protests. Arm yourselves well, because you have a right to bear arms. Okay? A war is coming, gentlemen. A war is coming. All right, you want to be free? I mean, we could definitely help you, but you're definitely going to need, all right, some ammo. You're going to need some cages, okay? You're going to need some picket signs, probably some gasoline, you know what I'm saying? All right, and start effectuating citizens' arrest on these people. Look it up. Every state has a citizens' arrest law. If you witness a crime, and this is a crime, then, you know, effectuate your right to citizens' arrest. But don't take them downtown. Set up your own court, set up your own penalty center just like they do, and handle that business. I'm the Ahmed Osiris, gentlemen. Thank you for stopping by. All right, you have been taught. I hope you learn, and I hope you get off your behinds and do what needs to be done. Peace.